Ladle, Peter Price.
Excellent. Well, thanks for letting me back in.
You have to be in front of the yellow line.
Yes, in front of the yellow line for the feedback. Thank you. And again, I brought Peter Price with us today. We wanted to just show you what's new, what's different. As always, we're going to be here. We have a little table with whatever you need to see. And obviously, anything you need to see, just ask the guys at INSO. We'll make that happen for you, so you can check it out. So, all right. Well, we're going to tell this story, obviously, with movies and pictures. So, again, it was great NAB. We had a little soiree, a nice party, night to forget, truly. If you are out at NAB next year, get a hold of myself or INSO or Mark Andre. Try and get some tickets to there. So, a little bit of product news. We've got something for our editing, something for our conversion, something for our acquisition. Here we go. So with the fiber, we came out with 5 fiber products last year. This year we added 5 new ones. Last year we had LCs, which we had transceivers, duals, singles, and now we have STs and SCs. And then we kind of did a little bit of work on what people were using it for stadiums and schools and studios. It turned out that they were running it a lot to HDMI monitors. So we have fiber to HDMI. So following up on our FS1, which is the industry's leading HD frame sync, drives a lot of things from Trio Orange to you name it on the studios. Actually, they used a block of 250 of these for the Olympics. We came up with augmenting this with a 2-for-1, an FS2, which is basically 2 frame syncs in a 1U unit. And we had everything that was in there before, and then we got into all the Buzzword compliant things people need today, like 3G, HDMI, all the Dolby options for encode, decode. So on the back of it, there's 7 different ways in and out that you can share across the 2 frame syncs with fiber LCs, HDMI, HDSDI, component composite. And then we also have audio that allows you to have 32 or 64 channel remapping. And then on top of that, you know, we'd always passed Dolby, but now people would ask for Dolby encoding. So you can have 2 decoders or 2 encoders. And this isn't just an AC3 mixdown, it's a complete Dolby E encoder. A lot of our mini converters, anyone use our mini converters? They kind of find themselves everywhere. We reduced the price of most of our popular ones, 10 to 31%. And then with the KiPro. You guys hear of the KiPro? Anyone? Am I in the right area? Dominic, are you doing a job? We went out there, and it was pretty funny. This year, I guess the best homage paid to it is it was knocked off about 6 different companies. So it's the first ProRes recorder. We have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands in the field. Companies like NASCAR, that auto racing around the track, they have upwards of 142 of these working. And so we have a lot of professional customers that do this. So it's a proven design, and we like to put it out there. The Mini is really taking this form factor, and really it's not much bigger than your hand. It's 1.5 pounds. Letting you stick it on any camera. Actually, Peter, he's our cameratologist. We're going to put him in here. So go ahead, go over this real quick. Yep.
Sound. Oh, there we go. Okay. Hey. Yeah, so basically one of the great things about the KiPro Mini is you can mount it on all kinds of different options. Anton Bauer has a gold mount that's designed specifically for the KiPro, so you can put it right between your camera and a Dionic battery. You also have 15mm rod mounting capabilities, which we have a mount that you can buy. And, oh yeah, here we go. There we go. So this is our mini mount plate that we have that gives you the options to hook it up to all the different options you have. There's with some Sony cameras. You can also hook it up to Israeli arms, which we did a show on the other day that works. Also, like I mentioned, the 15mm rod system, like that. And then we also have the tabletop mount. So yeah, so we got there's a lot of options to choose from. So there you have it.
That one is very fashionable and pragmatic.
Indeed.
So the interface, though, is the same. Again, we have the KiPros, we have the Mini, the regular. The interface is there. As we're going to be raffling something off later, I think one of the pre-qualifying questions, just to be in the draw, would be, which button do you think is the record button? Who knows which one's the stop button? No cheating, you've used this before. So we tried to build a familiar interface that you could use in a rental house, in a studio, in a truck, or out in the field. So again, it's ProRes native. The whole universe has moved to adopting ProRes from Autodesk to Adobe CS5 to Media Composer 5 and 5.5. And so we just enabled more new cards available for it. These use the CF cards, the Class 6 ones that all the kids using the DSLRs shooting high speed use. Also announced was Red Camera, and we're the only ProRes Red Epic workflow. And by the way, you can take two of these, Gen 10 them together, and shoot stereoscopic 3D. Full on, 5K stereoscopic 3D. So other than that, it's not very exciting. So as far as editing goes, kind of that's where Final Cut came into the, we came into the Final Cut world. So extensible. Does anyone have a Kona card? Okay, like 6 years ago, we did the first Kona 3 card. Or no, it was 2006, 2005, 2006, somewhere around there. And so we just came out with the Kona 3G, and yet had some new stuff like HDMI 1.4, which lets you do 2K, mux down, stereoscopic 3D. But we also had 4 BNCs coming off those nozzles. Well, it turns out we made those bi-directional. So that Monday at NAB, we just released a free software update to let you do 4K playout. So, not bad for a $2,000 card. So, again, we do all the YUV, the RGB, the different color spaces. Again, we're playing out the 4 BNC nozzles the way Sony or Christie or other objects expect that. And at this point, we're pretty new with 4K. But the cameras are making it out there. The clients are demanding it from Arri and Red and other manufacturers. And so right now we have After Effects, our own software applications, and Final Cut are utilizing it. So again, it's a free download. So in the future, we showed something really neat. We showed a future development, a SD, HD, 2K, 4K, 5K, up-down cross converter that's an arbitrary scaler that can do everything in real time. And you could even add a second module and do that in stereo. So that's coming down the pike for the high-end workflows. And we also added something for the desktop world. If you've ever heard of Thunderbolt. Anyone hear of Thunderbolt? Okay. It's kind of the way the iMac is going to take over the universe. Or if they put Thunderbolt on an iPad. We came out with a Thunderbolt prototype that shows, it looks a lot like the I/O Express, which is used now by Adobe, Avid, Media Composer 5.5, and Final Cut. But we have this put together, and it does up-down cross conversions, 5.1 stereo, and unlike all the other devices that were introduced for Final Cut and its ilk, instead of being an end destination, because Thunderbolt's actually a bus system, it's a pass-through device. So you can have storage at the end of it rather than it being a destination. So we tried to give these products a little thought. We're going to give them a lot of fit and finish, and hopefully we can deliver them before Christmas. But I thank you very much for your consideration, and whatever we can do for you, let us know. Have a good night.